Well, hello, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day and a fantastic Wednesday. A lot has happened in the world of cord cutting today with the launch of Max. Now, Max is just a rebrand of HBO Max down to Max. It is also going to include Discovery Plus content. We're going to talk all about that, answer your cord cutter related questions, talk all things cord cutting that we can think of if you have a general question. But I want to know from you. What do you think of HBO Max? Do you like it? Do you not? Are you afraid of Max becoming the future of it? What do you think of that idea? Leave me a comment and let me know. I'll love to hear from you. But it's great to see everybody here. If you're watching this on replay, I'm leaving this up on the YouTube channel today. We're going to test it out. If you're like these Q&As, come join us every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, as many Wednesday nights as I can, right here on YouTube. So with that said, let's dive into everything. It's great to see so many people here. Wow. As I talked, Mickey, Duncan, Jared, Bill, Brett, Sean, NYC, Chris, Barb, Jared, Bab, Chad, Mickey, so many people. Thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. I can't list them all because they're all flying in so quick. All right, so let's see here. I'm not a subscriber to HBO Max right now, but so I unsubscribed so that when Max launches in May, I would get the Ultimate Plan yearly version. So interesting thing about the Ultimate Plan, the $20 a month version. If you currently have the $15.99 version for HBO Max, you're going to get 6 months of the $20 4K package. At the end of those 6 months, then you're going to have to decide if you want to upgrade or be downgraded to HD only instead of 4K. NYC says, I have no problem with HBO rebranding to Max. My issue is why pay extra for 4K? I kind of agree. I think that $20 just for 4K is a lot. Now, they're putting a lot of content in there. They're advertising most content of any streaming service, most TV series, I think they said. Most award-winning movies, etc. But $20 to go to the 4K version, that's going to be tough. Troy says, I've been watching HBO Max a lot recently. HBO has been a big picture. It's going to be sad to see him go. Well, HBO is not going away. So a little clarification here. HBO is still HBO, and they're actually just saying, we think we diluted the brand. Basically, they're saying AT&T diluted the brand when they said put all kinds of non-HBO content under the HBO name with HBO Max. So HBO will continue to make HBO content and have the HBO channel, but now the non-HBO content won't be marked as HBO. It's just kind of the reality with everything is. Chris says, I'm surprised that Max didn't add a plus. Yeah, Max plus Max. That's what they probably should call it, right? Max plus Max. There's a great South Park episode, the post-COVID one, where they come into town and every store has a Max or a plus at the end of it. I just absolutely love that gag there. So what happens to all the soccer and U.S. Open Cups on HBO Max? Nothing. So right now, if it's on HBO Max or Discovery Plus, it will be in the new Max. Just a rebrand, new app, and that kind of stuff with it. But the actual one out there doesn't change at all. NYC, thank you so much for the 2-month membership there. What are your thoughts on Endeavor buying WWE and spinning off UFC to merge both into a new company? I don't know why, but I'm not able to click on that and show it. But I actually think it's not a bad idea. UFC and WWE together gives them a lot of power when it comes to negotiating streaming and different things. We'll see how they manage it. Now, it's not a complete takeover. They get 51%. The current WWE owners get 49%. It's going to be a merged board of the two companies. So it's not a complete hey, we're going to wipe it all out and have all new. It's a mixture of the two. So we're going to kind of see how these two work together, who's going to actually sit on the new board, and more. We'll see. Travis says, I currently have HBO, but not Discovery Plus. I'm okay with them combining as long as the price holds. They are committed to holding the price for a certain time won't be happy if the price shoots up in 6 months. Yeah, for now, the price is staying where it is. Now, when they raised the price earlier this year to $15.99, they said that was because they were intending to get this right for the Discovery Plus and HBO Max merger. So hopefully they successfully did the price hike pre-merger without it. If they do this right, the Max app, I'll be able to discontinue paying for Discovery Plus. Yes, the idea here is you won't need Discovery Plus, but you still will be able to get Discovery Plus. So Discovery Plus content's coming to Max, but if you don't want all that Max stuff, if you want the cheaper Discovery Plus, you can still do that. There's one caveat there, though, that they said during it, that some Discovery Plus originals will now become Max originals, which I took to be that some of the stuff that was originally listed as being on Discovery Plus will no longer be on Discovery Plus. It will only be on HBO, or excuse me, on Max. It's going to take a while to not say HBO Max. All right, one major benefit of WWE being acquired is WWE will continue to be a major arms dealer in streaming wars. Yes, it'll be interesting to see. Now, they have to honor the contracts they currently have. So they can't do anything until this Peacock deal they have is over, which I think has got quite a few years left in it. It'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. Here's another big story that happened this week. We learned the pricing for YouTube TV and YouTube's NFL Sunday Ticket. Charles says, what do you think, Luke, of the Sunday Ticket early pricing? Better than you think, or could have been cheaper? Well, we already knew it was going to be cheaper. Google just spent billions of dollars to get these rights. So we knew it wasn't going to be cheap. Plus the non-YouTube version, right? DirecTV used NFL Sunday Ticket to drive DirecTV subscribers. Well, now that we're not also getting the DirecTV revenue of a bundled deal with DirecTV and YouTube TV, if you're just subscribing through YouTube, it's no surprise there that the cost is going to be a little bit higher. YouTube TV and YouTube is going to be a little bit cheaper. No surprise. They want to use it to drive you to subscribe to YouTube TV and get subscribers that way. So we'll have to keep a very close eye on this, how it all plays out. But for now, the reality is that pricing is not going to be as cheap as it was last year. I think the major thing that Google made a mistake on here, and maybe they'll still do it, is they don't offer a monthly payment. DirecTV offered like a $40-some monthly payment over 6 months. A lot of people will be much more willing to spend $46 or whatever it was, something in that ballpark, over like 6 months, rather than saying, hey, hand over $300 to us all at once. So we'll keep a close eye on it and see what happens. The Yes Network direct-to-consumer is a bargain compared to this. Check ST pricing on YouTube. Oh, Sunday Ticket. Even though I'm going through Yes on a rotation basis, I'm not a Nets fan, only Yankees. Well, the thing a little bit here with the Yes Network is it's an entire year of that monthly fee. But it also depends on what sport you like. You know, if you like what's on there, it's great. If you don't like what's on there, it's not. Any update on the Bally Sports saga? This is going to take months. So Bally Sports, the regional RSN, is in bankruptcy. They are, as of today, we posted a story just a few hours ago about them asking several Major League Baseball teams to take lower payments for their services. Several teams are upset that they are not making payments. Major League Baseball is filing a complaint with the judge, trying to get either Bally Sports to pay them or to release the rights and let them do it, because Bally Sports is airing the games without paying any rights. This is going to take a long time. Look for Bally Sports and bankruptcy in Major League Baseball and NHL and NBA. This could drag on for years. But it wouldn't surprise me if Bally Sports this year does lose a few teams. They seem kind of interested in saying, hey, some of these teams are not profitable. We kind of want to get rid of them. So we'll see what happens with that. Luke, do you think Philo will add more channels? Could be, but remember, when you add more channels, it means more cost. It means a price hike. Everybody wants everything, but nobody actually wants to pay for everything. So keep that in mind. But very much, I think they have a partnership with A&E or Discovery or somebody that could mean more content coming there. If I were next star, I would acquire a minority stake in the SM Marquee from Bally Sports. Well, remember, it's Sinclair. It's kind of weird. So Bally Sports isn't the one that has the Yes and Marquee Sports partnerships. It's actually Diamond Sports. I actually think one of them maybe even with Sinclair directly. But at this time, those are actually profitable for them because a lot of the costs are being borne by the local teams. And with Amazon's actually an investor in it. So we're going to keep a close eye on this. But for now, those are the ones that are probably least likely to be dropped because of the fact that for the marquee, Cubs are a major financial backer. For Amazon and others are a major financial backer with it. Mickey says, I asked HBO Max customer service live chat. They didn't say anything about 4K for the first 6 months once launched. So if I subscribe to ad-free, I get 4K. No. From my understanding, from being at the press event, if you are already a subscriber to the $15.99 plan of HBO Max that has 4K, you will get to keep that for a certain amount of time after the merger. But they're going to bug you to upgrade. And once that certain amount of time, which I believe they said was 6 months, is over, and once that's over, you lose 4K, you downgrade if you don't upgrade. So that is my understanding. Chat's often not the most reliable source for that kind of information. All right, welcome. Thanks for the comment. So will all Discovery Plus content be added to Max starting May 23rd? From my understanding, from what was said at the event and all the lead up, is yes. All the Discovery Plus content is coming to HBO Max's new rebranded name of Max on the 23rd. If you don't want all that content and you just want the Discovery Plus content, you can just pay for Discovery Plus and not get everything. Luke, what's your thoughts on Google TV adding support for 800 free channels? Well, yeah, so this week, it's been a busy week in cord cutting. Google struck a deal with Plex, Tubi, and who was the third? Somebody go remind me who the third was. Plex, Tubi. Haystack News. Yes, for all the local news and stuff. To bring 800 channels into the live tab on Google TV. Now, available today on Google TV, rolling out to Android devices, supported Android devices, wherever that means, later this year. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out. But I think it's great. It basically takes Tubi, Plex, and Haystack News, puts it all in one spot with one unified interface, and really makes it a great place to find free content. Chris says, thank you for the coverage of Warner Bros. Discovery today. Yeah, it was a busy day. Thank you for everybody who supported us by watching our videos. If you haven't seen it, click on the channel tab here. I have a full video where I broke down everything here about this new service. If you would rather read about it, you can head over to corecarsnews.com. I got a full breakdown and several posts with very specific information of common questions I get. All right, the local channels want retransmission fees. Why is the channels will not stream online beside local news? PBS affiliates are streaming free in the PBS account because they make more money through retransmission fees until they're forced to come to realization that someday retransmission fees are not going to be there and not going to keep them going, and that they're going to have to go back to the days where ad-supported model was how they ran. Until they get back to that, then they're never going to be able to be successful in the long run. They're never going to want to put their stuff for free. Just because why? You basically, advertising is pennies compared to what they're getting. It's like $14 billion is the total retransmission fees every year this year. It's a 3% hike. Even though less people are watching, they're able to get more money from retransmission fees. Bob says, is Tubi going away itself? No, Tubi's still there. Haystack's still there. Plex is still there. It's just on the Google homepage, they basically combined all the services. And when you start watching one of those streams, it basically defaults to the stream from that service. But now you can discover it within the live tab on the Google TV homepage. Pretty cool feature there. Any news on AT&T Sportsnet Southwest? Well, AT&T Sportsnet Southwest is the only network that is reportedly interested in being sold or purchased from Warner Bros. Discovery. It's Astros and Rockets reportedly interested in buying it, mostly because it just renewed its DirecTV and Comcast deal. It's got like 10 years on it. Very profitable. The thing with that, though, is Warner Brothers in Major League Baseball may have struck a deal, it's been reported, to keep AT&T Sportsnet running through the end of this season, and then at the end of the season, shut it off And then next year, they'll give the entire offseason for Major League Baseball to create something else or new contracts and more. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. But that's what we know right now. DJ says, this is my first time on your live stream. Welcome. Watch your videos every day. Hey, thank you so much. Really, everybody, I'm really thankful. I was a little wondering when I came back, would people be interested in what in watching my videos and being here? And I tell you, YouTube has far exceeded my expectations in how everybody's been supporting us with this. I really do appreciate your support. All right. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who shows up here every day to watch the videos, or even just every now and then, or, never comes to a live stream. And I really do appreciate your support. It means a lot. All right. Will there be a live streaming channel with Discovery Plus content on Max? No, I believe it's just going to be on-demand content within Max. I've not heard of live content with that. All right. Mickey says, if I reset up to HBO Max $50 a month plan right now, and once Max releases on the 23rd, will I get to try 4K and 100 downloads for the first 6 months? I believe 4K. I can't comment on 100 downloads. But what they have said is that your account will auto transfer to Max, and your app will auto update on most devices. A few devices may ping you to download a new app, but they said the vast majority of apps will auto update. So check that out with all that. But yeah, so if you get it, from my understanding, from what they said at the press event, that the 15.99 people who currently get 4K will keep that for a few months afterwards. And then once that's done, then they'll have to get a new one. Here's a great comment. I still have the Luke family Christmas card from a few years ago. Yeah, I think it was it 2020 or 2021? I can't remember. I did a gift card exchange with anybody who wanted a Christmas card. I sent them a free Christmas card, and maybe we'll do that again this year. We'll see. It'd be kind of fun to maybe do a Christmas card exchange with everybody. Bill, hey, thank you so much for subscribing to be a member of the group here. I really appreciate that. A little bit of money every month. It's a huge help to help us keep going. Any rumors of Apple TV and their next generation streaming device? So it has been repeatedly rumored that Apple is working on a streaming device. Now, there's been rumors of a pendant design, a stick, a cheaper Apple TV, which honestly, I think if Apple TV is ever going to grow its market share, it really needs to find a way to come down in price. But there has been no new news of that recently, other than earlier this year, the report that it was planned for this year. Your guess is as good as mine. As soon as we know anything, we'll have full coverage over at cordcuttersnews.com. All right. Thank you so much for the follow-up video about the merger. I was like, maybe I'm going to wait till tomorrow. No, I'm not going to wait tomorrow. Big news like that. And actually, I have a question for you. That brings up what I was going to ask everybody here. And right now is a good time. There's a couple hundred people here. What would you like to see video-wise from this channel? We have a few quick tips of the day type video I'm going to test out. I have a new video every weekend where I kind of do maybe a review of a product, a review of a service, or hey, top 10 new channels you should try out, or different things. But what kind of videos do you enjoy most? Do you want to see more videos like this? I did one last weekend about AT&T's new home internet service that they're planning to launch next year. Broke down everything we know about it. Today I did a special one with everything we know about the new HBO Max becoming Max. Do you like these kind of videos? Do you want to see more very specific, like special edition videos, we could call them, where it's like, hey, there's some big news, something big happening. Here's what we know. On top of maybe the cord cutting today's, where I do the kind of general recap, where I talk about 4 or 5, 6 or 7 news stories through the day. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear from you on that. Stefan says, it seems like YouTube TV is getting kind of expensive. It's $72.99 starting later this month for current subscribers. New subscribers effective immediately. No, average cable TV subscriber spends over $109. I think it was over $100. I think about $109 a month, with not counting internet, not counting all the other stuff, just for the video services they do. Actually works out to be about $140 some a month because the average cable TV subscriber also pays for streaming. Because let's be honest, most things aren't on cable TV. Can't watch the new Picard show like I'm going to be tomorrow. You can't watch all kinds of stuff, Star Wars content, etc. on cable TV. You need a streaming service for that. So YouTube TV is still significantly cheaper than the average cable TV subscription. NYC says, I like special edition videos of any major events as well as daily videos on weekdays. Love that. What's your thoughts on seeing maybe more quick tips of the day kind of things? I got a one coming up here about how to put, like, for example, different services, how to do this with them, how to do that with them. Give you quick tips of the day kind of one stuff too. Let me know what you would like to see from this YouTube channel. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Oh, sorry, Robert. I was trying to click on the one. Here we go. I'll get to you in a second, Robert. Any more cord cutting sports apps? I don't quite understand that. Is he asking, like, is there any more sporting news happening? Let me know exactly what you mean by that. All right. For people who have a yearly subscription to HBO Max, mine ends in July. Will we still keep the 4K video plan for 6 months for Max? From what they said, if you currently are subscribed to HBO Max, your subscription will auto roll over to be a Max subscription on the 23rd of May when it launches. The catch here is they said during the event that the $15.99 people with 4K will keep that for a set amount of time. After that, they will have to upgrade or lose it. That's all I know. That's all they said. We'll have to wait and kind of find out. I'm sure there'll be a Q&A page coming up here. They'll tell us more. All right. Thanks, NYC. We're going to try to produce a lot more YouTube content. I got the new backdrop. We're completing the move into the new studio tomorrow, hopefully. I'll try to shoot a video and post a video with the walkthrough of the new Core Cars News office and Core Cars News studio this weekend. So check that. Keep an eye out for that. All right. Richard says, I just ordered a HD Home Run Flex 4K. Looking forward to testing next-gen TV broadcasts that started transiting in my area. The only problem is CBS is encrypted. Yes. And that's why Tableau paused their development. So some local stations are encrypting their channels to prevent recording of them. That they want to basically prevent online people recording it over their broadcast and then posting it online. Now there's standards with that, but the problem is some stations are doing different standards. And so some devices currently don't support all the encryption standards, but that's why Tableau put theirs on hold saying, hey, until there's standardized encryption, we're going to wait to roll ours out and see what happens with it. Kurt, yeah. Core Cars News mug someday going to be for sale again. We'll have to wait and see when that comes there. Where do I get the big smart TVs? What the one you talking about? The one I stand in front for the videos? It's actually just a 43-inch. I just really zoom in on myself, which makes it look a lot bigger. But just a Roku TV. Actually, it's a TCL TV. In the new studio, I just picked up a new one. It's a Roku edition smart TV. It'll be fun to test that out. All right. Can someone tell me how to put my DVDs on Plex? Technically, I think it's against the rules. I don't know. You have to do some research on that. How many streams are available each plan for the Max? So I have that over at corecarsnews.com. It does depend on your package. I think the $20 one gets 4. The other ones get 2, I believe. Somebody correct me. Head over there and check it out. All right. Mickey says, I thought current $15 a month HBO Max gets $15 videos when Max converts. My $15 plan will get. So during the event, last time I'm going to talk about this because people keep asking about the same question. During the event, they said if you currently have 4K with a $15 a month plan at HBO Max, you will get to keep 4K for a set amount of time. I believe he said 6 months afterwards. And then after that ends, you will either have to upgrade or you'll be downgraded to just HD. So Steve-O says the 2-stream limitation for NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV doesn't seem practical. So here's how it works. You get your 3 streams regular YouTube TV. So you can stream 3 streams on standard ones for your local TVs, ESPN, whatever, through that. Then you get 2 additional streams for NFL Sunday Ticket. So you can watch 2 NFL Sunday Ticket feeds at once. They will have multi-feeds. So one of those screens could be a multi-split box feed of multiple games at once. But there's only 2 of those streams at once at any given time. So keep that in mind. All right. So I have both HBO Max and Discovery Plus. Once Max launches, will all Discovery Plus content be there? Can I drop Discovery Plus? From my understanding is yes, all Discovery Plus content will be on Max. So you will be able to cancel one of those. Basically, they're keeping Discovery Plus around for people who don't want the other stuff that'll be on Max because it'll be cheaper. But yeah, keep that in mind. From my understanding, Brett, all apps that currently run or all devices that currently have HBO Max will get an upgrade. Their app will basically just update that day to Max. They did say most devices will automatically do it. A few devices will force them to have a prompt they're going to have to click to update. I kind of think Apple TV may be one of those. We'll see. But most devices, they said, will just auto update on the 23rd, and you'll be able to watch that there. Bill, that service you're talking about, I'm not sure. I have questions. I'm trying to track it down. As soon as I know anything, I will. If it is legal, I'll cover it. Aaron, at CES, you found a company that has ATSC 3.0 tuners. Do you have any new information on the tuner card for the computer? There's multiple. That company way back, 2020 was that? There's multiple companies out there doing that now. You can go on Amazon and actually buy ATSC tuners there. HD Home Run has one too. So there's actually quite a few places to do it. Steven Johnson, hey, thank you so much for subscribing to the Core Cars News Club. That $5 a month is a huge help to us. It really does support us. So here's an interesting question. And it's more, I think, hasn't been asked, but a lot of people have been asking me off this stream. People who have HBO Max on this DirecTV stream, will they be affected? No, it'll just be rebranded Max. But the people who get HBO Max free from AT&T as part of their old AT&T plan, will they get to keep it? For now, this Warner Bros. Discovery has said nothing about it. So I would assume so. I don't really know. But what I can say is for now, it continues. And for as long as it continues, enjoy it. But for now, we haven't heard anything about if it will continue or not. I'm trying to get a hold of them to figure that out. Yeah, so we've covered the Zapper box over at Core Cars Zeus too. Unfortunately, it is expensive. We're waiting for cheaper ones to come out. I suspect that more and more devices will come out with cheaper versions in the years to come. But yeah, for now, the Zapper box is also like a DVR tab box. I think that's part of the reason why it's kind of expensive. So this is an interesting question. So you're getting Spectrum Internet for free through the Internet program. Now, Spectrum, when Charter merged with Time Warner and got FCC approved to it, they agreed for a set amount of time not to impose data caps on their Internet customers. Middle of May, that ends. They will technically be able to put data caps in. They've actually tried once before. A few years ago, they asked the FCC to allow them to end that limitation early and impose data caps. They withdrew that after a lot of negativity and became clear that wasn't going to get approved. Now, Spectrum has said that for now, they don't intend to make any changes to their data cap policy when that rule ends. But maybe this summer, may be next fall. It's definitely very likely at some point, because they've already tried once, they will impose data caps. What will that mean for you? For now, nothing, and I wouldn't lose sleep about it. Even if they put data caps on it, most core cars have data caps, and they never hit it. It really takes a lot of content there. So really, don't worry about data caps. I'll cover it when it happens, and I'll let you know if you need to worry. I remember Nick said he wanted to ideally have WWE and the UFC under one streamer. Should ESPN renew UFC? WWE head over there in 2026? Very possible. We'll see. Having those two as a bundled deal where, hey, we're selling rights for WWE and UFC will definitely make the whole package more expensive than probably selling them separately, to be honest with you. All right, keep those questions coming. We got about 15 more minutes of this. Really would appreciate your support. All right, so latest on standalone ESPN, ESPN Plus. So Disney CEO Bob Iger has come out and said someday they will sell ESPN direct to consumers without needing a cable subscription. He said it's not a question if, it's just a question of when. And he basically said now is not the time, but who knows? And they really don't know when that time is. Is it going to be in 5 years, 10 years, a year? A lot's happening in the world of cord cutting very fast. And I think they're going to try to ride the gravy train that is cable TV as long as they can. So I would not suspect that to happen relatively soon. But I also don't think it's going to be quite as far out as many people think it will be. So we're going to keep a very close eye on this. But the reality is, at some point, most channels are going to come streaming direct to consumer. It's just not practical to forever keep the cable bundle. But for now it is. And for now it's profitable. Once that's not profitable, then it will happen. Luke, do you think Hulu will survive until next year? Yes, I do think Hulu will survive. Now the question is, what will Hulu look like in the future? Will Hulu just become a live TV streaming service like YouTube TV, where on-demand content mostly goes into Disney Plus? I don't know. I want it to survive because I'm a big King of the Hill fan. My wife's a big King of the Hill fan, and King of the Hill reboot coming to Hulu. And so I definitely want that to be successful. I don't think Hulu's going away anytime soon. Hulu is a successful brand. It's a big name. And it's one of the largest live TV streaming services. So just for that alone, I don't think it's going anywhere. So keep that in mind. All right. RJ, thank you so $20 for that super chat. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Every little bit helps us keep running, helps keep Cord Cutters News happening. It's expensive. We have 3 full-time employees soon. We're just hired somebody new. Hopefully we'll start here in the next few weeks, pending once all the paperwork and all that's done. Very excited, and every little bit really does help us. So thank you, RJ. I appreciate that. It really is a huge help. Luke, Dave says, do you know if Fox Nation will add live Fox News? Not anytime soon. Eventually, like I said, same with ESPN. Someday down the road, it will probably be an ad streaming service direct to consumers. It's the largest, most successful news channel on cable. Whether you like it or not, the viewership is just what the viewership is overall when you look at the overall picture. So we'll have to see what happens with it. But for now, these companies are going to try to ride the gravy train that still is cable TV and still is live TV streaming services for as much as they can. Have I heard anything new about the Futurama reboot coming to Hulu? I believe it's happening, but beyond that, we haven't really heard much. Just like with King of the Hill, it's happening, but that's all we really know right now. Why did the Hulu Apple TV app not get the new user interface? It's coming. It's just not there yet. I think some people had it. They paused it. Probably coming soon. Probably the same reason that YouTube TV, for some reason, is struggling to get an app working on the Apple TV. Craig, I don't understand your question. Is the Big Ten available for trial? Let me know what you mean there a little bit. John, TiVo has a streaming device stick. It's a very decent stick using Google TV. Yes, actually, I remember when they announced that, we broke it. We got an early look at it before it launched. They kind of are downplaying it a little bit. But for now, yeah, if you want it, it's still for sale. It's pretty cheap right now on Amazon. It's a decent Android TV device. Happy Easter to yourself also. Got my courtesy Walmart. A year subscription to Paramount Plus. Yes. So I'm a Walmart Plus subscriber. A lot of people are. If you are a Walmart Plus subscriber, go into your account, take advantage of a 1-year free Paramount Plus subscription. It's a great way. Plus, you get all the other stuff, discounts on fuel, free home returns where they'll come to your home and pick up an item to return it, and more, and free grocery delivery. That's why we got it. What do I think about the features of NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV as far as the streaming limitations they have? Well, 2 streams I think will be fine with the mixed view with that. And I do think the multi-split view screen is going to be really nice. We'll have to wait and see how it happens. I think there's more in the works we just don't know about now. We'll have to keep an eye on it. All right. Am I planning to do a Roku OS 12 video? Yes. I was actually going to do it earlier this week, but the TV in my review lab does not have it. The new review lab does, and I'll shoot it hopefully very soon. Sorry, I am still fighting a little bit of that cold that's been going around. That's why I'm not going to do this about 10 more minutes because I can feel my voice going. Man, there's a lot of bugs going around. With 2 kids, it seems like they're always coming back into the house. All right, NYC, I agree. I miss G4 also. If Comcast weren't dummies, they could have revived it as a fast channel instead of traditional cable. Missed opportunity. They did have a fast channel of it for Pluto TV. Problem was it wasn't the same stuff on cable. I agree. There was just in the postmortems of everything that everybody who worked there kind of said, it just was a little disorganized. It's like they had cable, they wanted to focus on cable, and they put some of their best stuff on cable behind that paywall of live TV services, etc. But they also had free streaming on Twitch and YouTube and Pluto, and it was just this like mixture. I think there's 3 main things that G4 did wrong, and it's a shame. Number one, they had this huge catalog of bad content. They should have had like a classic G4 channel that just streamed on Twitch and YouTube 24/7, all the older classic stuff. Then they should have the new stuff. They overspent on sets. They overspent on staff. And I love the staff. I hate to say this, but you think about the original G4, they had 2 hosts for most of their shows. 1, 2 hosts, that was it. The new one had like 4 or 5 hosts. They had tons of people working there. I think if they started small, bootstrapped it as a streaming service, and just bootstrapped in just a handful of people and slowly built it from there, it would have worked better. And also, I think one of the things that worked a little bit with G4 was the guerrilla style of it, the chemistry between the people. Not saying it didn't have chemistry. It just when you have 2 people, it's easier to have a certain chemistry than it is when you have a big number of people. And lastly, I think they just focused too much on spending too much on streamers. They paid a lot of streamers a lot of money to raid them and do different things, where if they had tried to organically grow their market and be who they are, I think it would have been more successful. I just think the money was misspent. Too much on sets, too many staff. Should have been small and grown and grown and grown into what it is instead of trying to be this big thing all at once. But yes, there's my little thought on it. I believe the Walmart Plus one, can somebody correct me because I don't have it right now. Is it with ads or without ads? I thought it was with ads, but it's free. I was shocked they didn't do a tab for G4 and Peacock. Yeah, that was the other strange thing about G4 is they have Peacock, but they didn't put anything in G4 really on Peacock. And the whole thing was mysterious. When you read about the things they spent money on and this huge studio and what they paid people, it didn't make any sense. Hey, Comcast, I could relaunch G4. I can make it successful. Give me half the money you did last time, and let's do this. But in practicality, G4 is dead. Died the first time for a reason. It died because they weren't. G4 should have been what everything on YouTube is now. They just weren't willing to make that jump into YouTube when everybody else was. They got left behind. And then this time, all kinds of issues happened. So I can't imagine them trying it again, to be honest with you. Man, I'm sorry. Recorded several videos today. My voice is going. I apologize. Still recovering from that cold I had last week. All right. All right, Robert, thank you so much. It is with ads, and you can't upgrade or add Showtime. Yeah, you're just getting the free basic plan. If you want Showtime, you're going to have to pay the full price, or if you want the ad free, you're going to have to pay the full price, unfortunately. All right, last call. If I haven't answered your questions, leave me a comment because there's so many people here. Questions are flying. I'll do my best to answer all of them as I can. Do you think Stanley Cup Finals will be on Max? Somebody remind me, were they on? If they weren't already there, then no. I don't suspect anything new will happen with that. Unless I'm missing something. Was there something there before that I missed? All right. All right, the HD Home Run Flex 4K, you can only read a 17 terabyte hard drive. Yeah, that's kind of the max on it. I don't know why that number, but that's the max. Have no idea about a Plex server. Need to ask Lon Simons. He's a great guy. I've met him a few times at CES. Very nice. He probably will have the answer. I have not tested that particular device yet. Do I think multi-view for YouTube TV will come for NBA playoffs, NHL? Very well could. They've said that the March Madness was a beta test. They intend to do more soon. So yes, I do expect that someday you'll be able to watch basically any channel in multi-view, or at least most of the channels. Any thoughts on the Harry Potter reboot? So it's kind of interesting that they announced that this is already planned as a 10-year series. The only question I have is, so you're casting kids now, the recasting this thing with younger actors, because the current ones in the movies, they're all older now. It's kind of hard for them to play the age of the characters if they're going to retell the books. But man, are they just going to try to, hello, focus, hello. Are they going to try to just rush and shoot all these and then slowly release them over 10 years? How are they going to have these kids be these proper ages? Are they just going to use de-aging? We see that in Star Trek Picard, some of the throwbacks, they use AI to de-age the actors. Maybe that's what they're going to do. Be interesting. Or are they just going to try to rush it and get it done real quick? We'll see. All right. Will Boomerang be a part of the new HBO Max server? I think some of the Boomerang content will be. I don't think you're going to see a live feed of the Boomerang cable channel with that. Here's my question. Will Max be around for 10 years? Yeah, I think Max has a very good chance of being around for 10 years. If they can keep the price reasonable, it's a lot of content. It's a lot of content people like to watch. So it'll be interesting to see. I do find it interesting that they're coming out with an anime version of Rick and Morty along with regular Rick and Morty. That should be interesting. I don't know. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up here. A few things. A little bit, maybe grab one or two more questions. First, thank you to everybody for your support. If you came in late, I am going to leave this up so you can watch the replay of this. I really do appreciate everybody's support. YouTube, I can't believe how well it's going to be doing there. Like I've said earlier, I had a lot of questions when I bought back Core Cars News. Would anybody even care? Would anybody come back? And you guys have, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you so much. I just wanted to say thank you. Now I'll grab a few questions real quick. Is Air TV anywhere worth it from Sling? So if you have Sling TV, and Air TV will connect to your antenna and stream your antenna directly into your Sling TV app, giving you all your local channels, plus all your Sling TV channels right in the Sling TV app. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend it. Would suggest that you get it. So check that out. All right. Is there any chance that the Turner Classic Movie Channel will ever be available without needing to have a cable subscription? Maybe, but a lot of those Turner Classic movies are in. Oh, I froze. Hopefully I'm back. I hope a lot of those Turner Classic movies, even though it's not the channel, is in the HBO Max service. And I would suspect it'd be in the Max service with that. So, all right, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic night. It's been about 45 minutes at this point. My voice is going. So I'm going to have to call this. I had that cold, whatever that gunk is. It's not COVID, had all those tests. Whatever that gunk is, had it, been fighting it. So I'm going to rest my voice, get ready for tomorrow. Another Core Cutting Core Cutting Today video early tomorrow morning. And I have a lot of work to do in the office tomorrow. Have a great night. Take care. Be safe. Thanks for your support. I can't say thank you enough. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.